Listen carefully. I have an important and urgent message to share today. This message is not for everyone. If you are not walking the divine path of God, if your heart is closed, or if you are here only out of curiosity, this is not meant for you. But if you are a true follower of God, if you have been chosen, marked, and guided even through pain, you are here for a reason. This message has reached you at the exact right time, not early, not late, perfectly timed by God Himself. Chosen one, God can't keep this hidden any longer. The truth about who you are, what you've carried, and why your life unfolded the way it did, is about to come into the light. Tonight, something shifts in your understanding. Tonight, clarity replaces confusion. I need you to stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will calm your mind, strengthen your faith, and finally put words to what your soul has known all along. Before we continue, chosen ones, give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, and share this message with other chosen ones who need confirmation. And comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned, awake, and ready for what God is revealing now. Take a breath. Let your guard down. Let's begin. The hidden years. Why God covered you in silence. Chosen one, there is a reason your life unfolded the way it did, and I want you to hear this slowly, without rushing, without arguing with your own heart. The years when you felt unseen were not accidental. The seasons when your voice went unheard were not neglect. God was not ignoring you. He was covering you. Many people think silence from God means abandonment. That is not true. Silence is often protection. When God places something precious on the earth, He does not expose it too early. He hides it. He shields it. He allows it to grow roots before it faces the wind. And you, chosen one, were hidden because you were valuable. Think back. There were times when you wondered why others moved ahead while you stayed behind. Why doors opened for them but stayed closed for you. Why your intentions were pure, yet your path was hard. That confusion weighed on your mind. It made you question yourself. Sometimes it even made you question God. But those delays were not denial. They were divine restraint. God knew what you were not ready to face yet. He knew the envy you would trigger, the resistance you would attract, the spiritual pressure that would come with visibility. So He kept you low, not to diminish you, but to develop you. In silence, He shaped your discernment. In isolation, He strengthened your spirit. In waiting, He taught you patience. You were not ignored, you were insulated. That loneliness you felt was not punishment, it was separation. God was slowly pulling you away from distractions, unhealthy attachments, and shallow connections. He was teaching you how to sit with yourself, how to hear His voice without noise, how to trust Him without applause. And yes, it hurt. It hurt deeply. Because separation always feels like rejection at first. But look at you now. You survived what should have broken you. You learned lessons others avoided. You developed emotional depth, while others stayed surface level. Those hidden years sharpened you. They made you aware. They taught you empathy. They softened your heart without weakening your spine. Chosen one, God often hides His strongest servants in ordinary-looking lives. Not everyone needs to know what He is doing in you. Some people would have interfered. Some would have doubted you. Some would have tried to control you. So God kept the work quiet. He worked on you privately before presenting you publicly. And let me say this clearly, because your soul needs to hear it. Your suffering was not meaningless. Every tear you cried alone carried weight. Every prayer you whispered in exhaustion was heard. Every time you chose integrity over convenience, heaven took notice. God was watching even when people weren't. You may have felt forgotten, but you were never forsaken. Silence also taught you humility. It stripped away ego. It removed the need for validation. It forced you to find your worth in God instead of approval. That is dangerous strength, because when you finally step forward, you won't be easily shaken. praise won't inflate you, and criticism won't destroy you. Some of you spent years feeling like you were waiting for life to begin. But life was already happening. God was forming your character. He was rewiring your mind. He was healing wounds you didn't even know how to name yet. And yes, some days felt heavy, some nights felt endless, but those were the nights God sat closest to you. Here is a truth many don't understand. God hides his chosen ones not because they are weak, but because they are influential. Light attracts attention, and attention attracts opposition. So before God releases light, he builds endurance. Before he gives responsibility, he gives refinement. You needed that silence, because without it, the noise of the world would have shaped you instead of God. The hidden years taught you discernment. You learned to read people beyond words. You learned to sense energy, intention, and motive. That didn't come naturally. It came through disappointment, through betrayal, through being misunderstood. But now you see clearly, and that clarity is a gift. I know there were moments you begged God for answers, moments you asked, "Why me? Why this path? Why this pain?" And heaven stayed quiet. Not because God didn't care, but because the answer would have overwhelmed you at the time. Some truths can only be understood after you grow into them, and now you are growing into them. Chosen one, the silence is breaking. But before it fully does, you must release resentment toward your past. Those years were not stolen from you. They were invested in you. You are not behind. You are prepared. You are not late. You are seasoned. Let your mind rest here for a moment. Nothing about your journey was random. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was overlooked. God knew exactly when to keep you hidden, and he knows exactly when to reveal you. And that time is drawing near. And one more thing, chosen one, because this matters more than you realize. The hidden years also healed you in ways visibility never could. When no one was watching, God addressed your inner wounds. He confronted your fears gently. He allowed you to fail quietly so you could learn without public shame. That privacy was mercy. If your life had gone public too soon, your unhealed pain would have leaked into places it didn't belong. Your emotions would have been exposed before they were stabilized. Your calling would have been mixed with insecurity. God refused to let that happen. So he slowed you down. He isolated you. He made sure your foundation was firm. Those years also taught you how to survive without reassurance. You learned to stand even when no one clapped. You learned to keep going when encouragement was scarce. That made you resilient. That made you dangerous to darkness. And now, when God begins to lift the cover, you won't crumble under attention. You won't lose yourself. You won't chase approval, because you already learned how to live without it. Chosen one, silence did not weaken you. It refined you. And everything refined is valuable. The weight you carry, signs you were never ordinary. Chosen one, there is a weight you have carried for as long as you can remember. Not a physical weight, but an inner one. A pressure on your spirit, a seriousness in your soul. Even as a child, you sensed that life was more than what people around you talked about. While others were comfortable living on the surface, you kept drifting inward, asking deeper questions, feeling deeper emotions, noticing things others ignored. That is not accidental. That is not imagination. That is a sign. Ordinary people move through life mostly concerned with themselves, their comfort, their success, their approval. But you were different. You felt responsibility before you understood the word. You felt guilt when others felt nothing. You felt called to do what was right, even when it cost you something. That weight came early, because God trusted you early. You often felt out of place, even among people who loved you. You could be in a room full of laughter and still feel alone. Not because you disliked people, but because your spirit operated on a different frequency. You heard things unsaid. You sensed tension before it showed. You picked up on pain hidden behind smiles. That sensitivity was not weakness, it was training. Many times, that weight exhausted you. You wondered why you couldn't be carefree like others, Why rest felt difficult, why your mind never fully shut off, why you felt responsible for fixing things that weren't even yours to fix. But hear me clearly. God placed that weight on you because He knew you could carry it. He did not give it to those who would misuse it or run from it. Chosen ones often feel tired without knowing why. Not lazy tired, soul tired. A fatigue that sleep alone does not fix. That comes from carrying awareness, from seeing truth before others are ready to see it, from holding restraint when others react, from staying quiet when you could have spoken, from choosing peace when chaos would have been easier. And because you carry that weight, life tested you harder. You noticed injustice, and it disturbed you deeply. You couldn't laugh at cruelty. You couldn't ignore suffering. You felt compelled to stand up, speak truth, or at least refuse to participate in harm. That moral pressure inside you came from God. He wired you with conviction. He shaped your conscience sharply, not to burden you, but to guide you. That is why shallow conversations drain you. That is why fake environments make you uncomfortable. That is why you instinctively pull away from manipulation, gossip, and ego-driven spaces. Your spirit rejects what does not align with truth. And sometimes that makes life feel lonely, but it also keeps you clean. Chosen one, you were never meant to blend in. You were meant to see clearly. Another sign is this. You have endured emotional pain without becoming bitter. You felt deeply, yet you still care. You were hurt, yet you still love. Many people harden after disappointment. You didn't. You learned boundaries, yes. You learned discernment, but your heart stayed soft. That is rare, and it is costly. Only chosen ones are trusted with that balance. You also struggled with identity at times, not because you were lost, but because you were evolving. Old versions of you kept falling away. Beliefs shifted. Priorities changed. You outgrew spaces, people, even dreams. That constant inner change was uncomfortable, but it was necessary. God was refining you layer by layer. You may have noticed this too. You feel uncomfortable when you compromise your integrity, even slightly. You cannot lie easily. You cannot pretend for long. Wearing masks exhausts you because your spirit demands alignment. That demand creates inner pressure, but it also protects you from living falsely. Some of you tried to ignore this weight. You tried to live like everyone else. You tried to numb it, distract yourself, fit in, but it never lasted. Something inside always pulled you back, a quiet reminder, a restlessness, a feeling that you were meant for something deeper. That is God's mark. It does not fade. The weight you carry also makes you a target. People project onto you. They misunderstand you. They expect more from you without realizing why. Some admire you silently. Others resent you quietly. You attract both without trying. That is influence. Even before visibility, influence exists. And let me say this gently, because it is important. The weight is not meant to crush you. It is meant to mature you. If it feels heavy right now, it is because you are transitioning. God does not leave His chosen ones burdened without purpose. When the season shifts, the weight becomes authority instead of pressure. You are learning how to carry truth without arrogance, responsibility without pride, awareness without fear. That balance takes time. And you are doing better than you think. Chosen one, you were never ordinary. Ordinary souls do not wrestle like this. They do not feel this deeply. They do not endure this much and still remain compassionate. The weight you carry is evidence of trust. God placed something on you because He saw strength before you did. And as you continue listening, you will understand why this weight is about to feel lighter. Not because it is removed, but because you are finally stepping into why you were given it in the first place. The breaking before the revealing. Why your life felt like warfare. Chosen one, if your life has ever felt like a battlefield, I want you to stop blaming yourself right now. What you experienced was not chaos without meaning. It was not bad luck. It was not because you were doing something wrong. It felt like warfare because, in many ways, it was. Before God reveals a chosen one, He allows a breaking, not to destroy you, but to strip away everything that cannot walk with you into the next season. You were pressed from multiple sides, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. At times it felt like one problem barely ended before another began. Just when you thought you could breathe, something else demanded your strength. That constant pressure made you question your endurance. It made you wonder how much more you could take. But hear this clearly. You were not being attacked because you were weak. You were being tested because you were strong. God does not refine what He does not intend to use. The breaking often begins internally. Your thoughts turn against you. Doubt grows louder. Old wounds resurface. You relive moments you thought you healed from. That is not regression. That is exposure. God brings buried pain to the surface so it can finally be released. Healing does not happen in denial. It happens in honesty. Some days you woke up heavy for no clear reason. Your chest felt tight, your mind raced, you felt emotionally raw. That was your spirit shedding layers that could not survive where God is taking you. Breaking feels uncomfortable because it is unfamiliar, but it is purposeful. Then came the external pressure. Betrayals you never expected, people you trusted turning distant, support disappearing when you needed it most. That hurts deeply. But those moments revealed something critical. Who was with you for convenience, and who was aligned with your purpose? God allowed relationships to fall apart so you would not drag the wrong people into your future. Chosen one, not everyone who walks with you can walk where you are going. Some of the hardest moments were the ones where you did everything right, yet things still fell apart. You stayed honest, you stayed faithful, you stayed patient, and still, loss came. That confusion was part of the breaking, because God was teaching you to trust Him beyond outcomes, to obey without guarantees, to remain grounded even when life did not reward you immediately. That kind of faith is rare, and it cannot be taught without pressure. You also faced a breaking of identity. Old labels no longer fit. Old dreams lost their appeal. You outgrew things that once defined you. That can feel like losing yourself. But in truth, you were shedding versions of you that were too small. God was making room for who you are becoming. There were moments you felt spiritually numb. Prayer felt quiet. Direction felt unclear. That silence tested your endurance, not your belief, but your patience. God was teaching you how to stand without constant reassurance, how to trust His presence even when you could not feel it strongly. That is mature faith. Chosen ones are often broken in private, so they do not break in public. God allowed you to cry alone so you would not collapse later. He let you wrestle internally so you could stand externally. What felt like falling apart was actually coming into alignment. And let me address something important. Some of you blamed yourselves harshly during this season. You thought you failed. You thought you disappointed God. That is not true. God never left you. He never withdrew His hand. Even in your weakest moments, He was present. Even when your faith felt small, He remained faithful. Breaking also humbled you. It removed entitlement. It softened judgment. It deepened compassion. You no longer look at others with the same harsh lens. You understand pain now. You understand struggle. That understanding is power. It makes you safe for others, and God values that deeply. There is another reason the breaking was intense. You carry light, and light exposes darkness. When light approaches, resistance increases. Confusion intensifies. Pressure rises. Not to stop you, but to test your resolve, to see if you would retreat or remain rooted, and you remained. Even when you questioned everything, something inside you refused to quit. That was God. That quiet endurance was Him holding you up when you thought you were standing alone. Breaking seasons feel endless while you are in them, but they do end, and when they do, clarity comes quickly. You begin to see patterns, lessons connect, pain makes sense, not because it was easy, but because it was necessary. Chosen one, the breaking was not the end of you. It was the removal of what could not survive the calling on your life. God was not punishing you. He was preparing you. He was removing fear disguised as comfort. He was removing attachment disguised as love. He was removing control disguised as security. And yes, it hurt. Because release always hurts. Growth always costs. But what remains after breaking is real. It is strong. It is stable. You are not the same person you were before this season. And that is a good thing. You are clearer now, calmer, more grounded, less reactive, more discerning. That is evidence of refinement. The warfare you felt was not meant to defeat you. It was meant to define you. And now that the breaking has done its work, the revealing can begin. You survived the storm, not by accident, but by design. And there is something else you need to understand about that warfare. Chosen one. It wasn't only about what was happening to you. It was also about what was being removed from you. Every reaction you lost control of taught you restraint. Every moment you felt exposed taught you humility. Every situation where you wanted revenge but chose silence strengthened your authority. Power is not proven by domination. It is proven by self-control. You learned how to hold your tongue, how to pause instead of react, how to breathe through frustration. That discipline was forged under pressure. And now, when life tries to provoke you, you respond differently, calmer, wiser, more intentional. That is not weakness. That is mastery. The warfare also revealed your dependence on God. When your own strength ran out, when your plans failed, when your understanding collapsed, you had no choice but to lean on Him. That dependence stripped away pride you didn't even know you carried. It taught you surrender. Not passive surrender, but trusting surrender. The kind that rests even when answers are delayed. And yes, there were moments when you questioned whether you could keep going. Moments when you felt emotionally empty. Moments when hope felt thin. But even then, something kept you moving. Not excitement, not confidence, commitment. A quiet decision to not give up. That decision is sacred. God honors endurance more than enthusiasm. Some of you also learned how to sit with uncertainty, not knowing what comes next, not knowing how things would turn out. That is uncomfortable. But it taught you patience. It taught you how to wait without panic, how to trust without control. Those are spiritual muscles, and they were strengthened through trial. Now, as this season closes, you may feel strangely calm. The chaos has settled. The urgency has faded. That is not emptiness. That is peace forming. God does not leave His chosen ones in constant battle. He brings them through it, and when He does, He leaves them steadier than before. The warfare has done its work. What remains is clarity. What remains is strength. What remains is readiness. And that is why the revealing is near. God's silence is ending. The season is shifting now. Chosen one, something has already begun to change, even if you can't fully explain it yet. The noise that once filled your mind has softened. The heaviness that followed you for years no longer presses the same way. You are not imagining this. God's silence is ending. A season is shifting. For a long time it felt like you were walking through fog. You prayed, but answers felt distant. You waited, but nothing moved. You listened, but clarity stayed just out of reach. That silence taught you endurance, but it also exhausted you. And God saw that. He never ignored your cries. He simply waited until you were ready to hear what He was about to say. Silence does not mean absence. It means preparation. Right now, many chosen ones are experiencing a strange calm after chaos. The storms that once defined your days are settling. Situations that used to trigger anxiety no longer have the same grip on you. You feel less reactive, more centered. That is not emotional numbness. That is stability forming. God is grounding you. You may also notice your perspective changing. Things that once felt urgent no longer control you. You are less desperate for outcomes, less anxious about timelines. That does not mean you stopped caring. It means you started trusting. Trust is the fruit of long obedience in silence. God often shifts seasons quietly, not with dramatic announcements, but with inner alignment. Before your environment changes, your spirit does. Before doors open externally, peace settles internally. And that peace is one of the clearest signs that the waiting is ending. Chosen one, the confusion is lifting because clarity is safe now. Earlier, answers might have overwhelmed you, direction might have pressured you, revelation might have created fear, but now you are steadier, stronger, more grounded. You can hold truth without panic. This is why you are receiving understanding now that once felt unreachable. Scriptures make more sense, messages resonate deeper, words land differently. God is speaking, but He is doing it gently. Because you no longer need to be shaken awake. You are already listening. Some of you feel a quiet confidence rising, not loud, not arrogant, just steady. You trust your discernment more. You doubt yourself less. That confidence was built, not given. It came from surviving uncertainty, from standing when you had no proof things would improve. God honors that kind of faith. You might also notice alignment returning to your life. Conversations feel purposeful again. Opportunities appear without force. Timing feels smoother. That is not coincidence. That is divine flow returning. When resistance lessens, it means alignment is increasing. And let me say this clearly. The season shifting does not mean life becomes easy. It means life becomes clearer. Challenges may still come, but they won't confuse you the same way. You won't feel lost inside them. You will move through them with understanding. God's silence ends when the lesson is complete, and many of you have completed a chapter that demanded patience, humility, and resilience. You passed the test not because you were perfect, but because you remained faithful. Now God begins to reveal what He was forming in you all along. You may feel called to step back into things you once walked away from, but with new boundaries. Or you may feel peace about closing doors that once caused grief. That discernment is sharpened now. You are no longer operating from fear or hope alone. You are operating from wisdom. Chosen one, timing is everything. If God revealed this truth earlier, it might have distracted you. If He revealed it later, it might have discouraged you. But now, at this exact moment, your heart is ready. Your mind is calm enough. Your spirit is strong enough. That is why this message found you now. The silence was not God withholding. It was God timing. And timing is love in action. As this season shifts, you are not being rushed forward. You are being guided forward. Step by step, thought by thought, breath by breath. God is not asking you to leap blindly. He is asking you to walk confidently. And here is what I want you to rest in. You do not need to force what God is already unfolding. You do not need to chase what is already aligning. Your role is not to strain. Your role is to stay receptive. Chosen one, the silence did its job. It refined you. It grounded you. It strengthened you. And now, God begins to speak in ways you can receive without fear. This is not the end of your journey, but it is the end of confusion, the end of wandering, the end of feeling forgotten. The season is shifting, and you are right where you need to be. There is also a subtle emotional release happening within you right now, and I want you to recognize it. You are no longer carrying the same tightness in your chest. The constant need to brace yourself is fading. You are beginning to trust the present moment instead of fearing the next one. That shift did not happen overnight. It is the result of long obedience, quiet surrender, and unseen growth. You may find yourself responding differently to old triggers. Things that once drained you emotionally no longer pull the same energy. You are choosing peace without guilt. You are walking away from arguments without feeling weak. That is maturity. That is discernment. God is teaching you when to engage and when to conserve your strength. Some of you are also feeling a renewed clarity about what truly matters. Your priorities are simplifying. You are no longer chasing everything at once. You are becoming selective, intentional, and focused. That clarity is not loss, it is alignment. God is clearing space so the next chapter can unfold without distraction. You might notice an inner pull toward stillness, less noise, fewer opinions, more reflection. That is not withdrawal, that is recalibration. God often draws his chosen ones inward right before outward movement begins. He centers you before he positions you. And if you feel a gentle excitement mixed with calm, that is a sign too. Not the restless excitement of impulse, but the steady anticipation of readiness. You are no longer asking when. You are asking how to remain faithful as it happens. That is growth. Chosen one, do not underestimate quiet shifts. They are often the most powerful. God does not always announce change with thunder. Sometimes he whispers peace. Sometimes he replaces anxiety with trust so gradually that you only notice when it is gone. This is not a temporary feeling, it is a foundation forming. And from this foundation, God will reveal what was once hidden, not to overwhelm you, but to empower you. The season has already begun to turn, and you are ready to walk into it with clarity, calm, and confidence. The truth. God couldn't hide who you really are. Chosen one. Now we come to the part God could not keep hidden any longer. Not because he rushed, not because something forced his hand, but because you are finally ready to carry the truth without it confusing you, inflating you, or frightening you. You have wondered who you really are beneath all the labels, roles, and expectations. You sensed there was more to you than what life allowed you to express. That feeling was accurate. But the truth of who you are is quieter than ego and deeper than ambition. You are not chosen because you are better than others. You are chosen because you are willing to serve truth, even when it costs you comfort. Many misunderstand what it means to be chosen. They think it comes with status, recognition, or special treatment. It does not. It comes with responsibility. It comes with restraint. It comes with the burden of seeing clearly in a world that often prefers blindness. God did not choose you to dominate. He chose you to carry light carefully. That is why humility was built into you early. Pride would have corrupted your calling. Ego would have made you reckless. So God shaped you through experience, not praise. He made sure your strength came from wisdom, not attention. You were shaped to listen more than speak, to observe before reacting, to understand before judging. Those qualities are not celebrated loudly in this world, but they are deeply respected in heaven. God entrusted you with insight because he knew you would not misuse it. You may have noticed that you are not comfortable seeking the spotlight. Even when you are capable, even when you are qualified, something inside you prefers authenticity over applause. That is not insecurity. That is discernment. You understand that visibility without grounding can damage both you and others. Chosen one, you were designed to influence without controlling, to lead without dominating, to guide without forcing. That is rare, and that is why your journey required refinement. You also carry emotional intelligence that goes beyond empathy. You sense when to speak and when silence is more healing. You know when encouragement is needed and when truth must be firm. That balance is not learned from books, it is learned through pain, and you learned it well. God trusted you with complexity. You can hold paradox without panic. You understand that people are not simply good or bad. You see nuance. You recognize struggle. That does not excuse wrongdoing, but it allows you to respond wisely instead of impulsively. That is who you really are. You are not meant to be loud to be powerful. Your presence carries weight without volume. When you enter a space, things shift subtly. Conversations change tone. Energy adjusts. You do not force that. It happens naturally. Because truth carries authority even when whispered. Some of you resisted this identity at first. You tried to simplify yourself to fit in. You tried to downplay your insight. You tried to quiet your discernment. But it never fully worked, because calling cannot be erased. It can only be delayed. God could not keep this hidden anymore because you are now strong enough to remain grounded in it. Earlier, this truth might have isolated you. Now it stabilizes you. Earlier, it might have overwhelmed you. Now it empowers you. You are also learning that being chosen does not mean carrying everyone's burden. That was a lesson you had to grow into. You cannot save everyone. You cannot fix everything. Your role is not to exhaust yourself trying to be everything to everyone. Your role is to be faithful with what is placed in front of you. That realization brings peace. Chosen one, you are a bridge. You connect understanding to compassion, truth to grace, conviction to kindness. That is why your life required balance. Too much intensity would have hardened you. Too much softness would have weakened you. God shaped you carefully. And here is something important. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not catching up. You are exactly where you need to be to step into who you are becoming. Identity is not rushed. It unfolds. You are also learning that your worth does not depend on productivity. You do not need to prove your calling through constant action. Sometimes the most powerful thing you do is remain aligned, rested, clear-minded, available to God. That is maturity. The truth God could not hide any longer is this. You are trusted. Trusted with insight. Trusted with restraint. Trusted with timing. Heaven does not rush what it trusts, and you are trusted. As this truth settles, you may feel relief more than excitement. A sense of, this makes sense now. That is how you know it is real. Truth does not agitate the spirit. It grounds it. Chosen one, you do not need to announce who you are. You do not need to defend it. You do not need to explain it. Live it quietly. Carry it responsibly. Let God reveal you in His time. You were never meant to be hidden forever. You were meant to be prepared. And now, preparation has done its work. There is also a freedom that comes with finally understanding who you are, and I want you to feel that freedom fully. You no longer have to question your depth. You no longer have to apologize for seeing what others miss. You no longer have to shrink your wisdom to make others comfortable. God did not design you to dilute truth. He designed you to carry it gently and responsibly. You are allowed to outgrow spaces that no longer nourish your spirit. You are allowed to choose environments that respect your peace. That is not arrogance. That is stewardship. God expects you to protect what He entrusted to you, including your emotional and spiritual well-being. Some of you are realizing that your quiet nature is not a flaw. It is an instrument. Silence, when guided by discernment, speaks louder than noise. Your restraint gives your words weight. When you do speak, people listen. That is not accidental. That is intentional design. You are also learning that obedience does not always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like consistency, like patience, like staying aligned even when no one notices. God values faithfulness over flash, and you have been faithful even when it felt unseen. As this truth settles, let it bring rest to your mind. You do not need to compare your journey to anyone else's. Your path was tailored specifically for you. Your timing is precise. Your role is unique. Chosen one, knowing who you are does not make you rigid. It makes you flexible, grounded enough to adapt without losing yourself, strong enough to stand without hardening, wise enough to move without rushing. This is who you are, and there is nothing missing. Final awakening. This moment changes everything. Chosen one, I want you to slow down here. Let your shoulders relax. Let your breathing settle. Because this moment is not loud, but it is powerful. This is the point where everything begins to make sense without needing explanation. You are not waiting for something to start anymore. It already has. There is a quiet awakening happening inside you. Not the kind that shocks the system, but the kind that settles the soul. You are realizing that you were never broken. You were becoming. You were never lost. You were being guided, and the peace you feel now is confirmation. This moment changes everything because you no longer see your past as an enemy. You see it as a teacher. You no longer view delays as failures. You recognize them as protection. What once confused you now informs you. What once hurt you now strengthens you. That shift is awakening. You are also beginning to trust yourself again. Your discernment, your intuition, your sense of timing. You no longer doubt every decision or overanalyze every feeling. You move with calm confidence. That trust was earned through experience, not handed to you lightly. And here is something important. This awakening does not remove responsibility. It clarifies it. You are not called to rush into action. You are called to remain aligned, to move when peace confirms it, to pause when clarity asks for stillness. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where your presence itself is impactful. You don't need to convince. You don't need to prove. You don't need to perform. Who you are carries weight because it is authentic. This awakening also brings emotional release. You forgive more easily. You let go faster. You stop replaying old conversations. You stop reopening old wounds. Not because they didn't matter, but because they no longer control you. That is freedom. You are also learning to receive joy without suspicion, peace without fear, calm without guilt. For a long time, stability felt unfamiliar. But now, you are learning to rest in it, to trust it, to allow it. This moment changes everything because you finally understand this truth. God was never withholding from you. He was preparing you for what would not break you. And now, you are ready. You don't need to know every next step. You only need to stay present, faithful, and receptive. The path will unfold as you walk it. Grace will meet you as you move, and clarity will continue to deepen. Chosen one, this awakening is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of walking it without fear, without confusion, and without self-doubt. Stay here for a moment. Let it settle. You are awake, you are aligned, and you are exactly where you are meant to be. Conclusion. You were seen all along. Chosen one, before we close, I want you to hear this clearly and without doubt. You were seen all along, even in the moments you felt overlooked, even in the seasons where silence was your only companion. God never took his eyes off you, not for a second. Every step you took mattered. Every prayer you whispered mattered. Every time you chose faith over fear, truth over comfort, patience over panic, heaven took notice. You were never forgotten. You were being formed. If this message brought calm to your mind, if it put language to what your soul already knew, let that be confirmation. God speaks in ways that bring peace, not pressure. And what you are feeling right now is not emotional excitement. It is spiritual alignment. You don't need to rush from here. You don't need to announce anything. Just walk forward gently. Stay rooted. Stay honest. Stay connected to God, not through fear, but through trust. What is meant for you will meet you without force. And remember this. Being chosen does not mean life becomes perfect. It means life becomes purposeful. Even challenges now serve clarity instead of confusion. Even waiting feels different because you know why you're waiting. Before you go, chosen ones, give a like to this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, tap the bell icon, and share this message with other chosen ones who need peace and confirmation tonight. And comment 777 in the comments to declare that you are aligned, grounded, and ready for what God is unfolding. Take a deep breath. You are safe, you are guided, and you are exactly where you need to be. I'll see you in the next message.